Bone, joint, and muscle injuries, they can happen without warning. That's why UPMC Orthopedic Care provides convenient walk-in access at our injury clinics throughout the region. No appointments are needed, just walk in for expert evaluation and exceptional care by our team of orthopedic specialists. Clinics are located in Carlisle, Lidditz, Harrisburg, and Enola. For directions and hours or to learn more, visit upmc.com/injuryclinic.
Welcome, everyone, to another edition of the Pennsylvania High School Football Report podcast. I am Brian Linder. I'm here with Rymir Vaughn. Rymir, what's up, my man?
What's going on, Brian? How you doing?
Evan Wheaton's here, too. Evan, what's up, my man?
Hey, how's it going?
So now, if you're new to the podcast, you know what they sound like. Of course, if you are a longtime listener, like, say, a Carolyn Fortney or Cumberland Valley coach Josh Oswalt, shout out to you. For being a part of the culture here. And you already knew what they sounded like anyway. So there you go. Guys, I promise I'm not soft, even though Megan, our producer, already called me soft before we started the podcast. She said my audio was soft, but I think that's what she was saying, Evan.
Called you soft like Charmin, man.
Yeah, she just kind of straight up called me soft.
Walked through the door and started taking hits.
I've never called Megan any name. So
we call her Merlin, which is a nice thing.
Hey, so before we got on here, you were telling me how much you like Mike Williams, and I was telling you I actually know Mike Williams. Now it's been a minute since I spoke to Mike Williams, but it's the fun adventure of covering high school sports, man, from South Carolina to Florida and then Pennsylvania. So, new Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver Mike Williams, caught a touchdown. Obviously, took some shots to Aaron Rodgers. Well deserved, by the way. I've been saying it for a long time. Aaron Rodgers, when people still thought this dude was good, he was losing playoff games to Jimmy Garoppolo. Okay, he's got what? How many Super Bowls he won? One.
Yeah.
Like Dan Sosnick thinks he's like the greatest passer ever and stuff. He's, look, this guy has been all about Aaron Rodgers for a very long time. His own family won't even talk to him. He's not, and he's a contrarian just to try to sound smart. I've never been an Aaron Rodgers guy, but anyway, so good for Mike Dub taking a shot at Evan. I told Evan, I know Mike Williams. I know him. Here's how I know him. Mike Williams played high school football for the Lake Marion Gators, and there's a Pennsylvania connection here too, because right down the road from Lake Marion was a small school called Calhoun County High School. And Calhoun County High School had a wide receiver that was about 2 or 3 years ahead of Mike in high school named Alshon Jeffrey. And Mike really kind of looked up to Alshon Jeffrey because, like Mike, Alshon was kind of a basketball player first, and he was really by far better basketball player. Alshon was. His team won 107 straight games with him in uniform.
Sheesh.
4 state titles.
You'll have to forward Steelers reporter Nick Farabaugh your Player of the Year story on Mike Williams there. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
I sent him a message. They beat Fox Creek. I'm talking about this is Alshon Jeffrey's team now. They beat Fox Creek 147-21. The Calhoun County Saints with their coach Zam Buck Frederick. Anyway, so Mike looked up to him. He kind of followed his footsteps at Lake Marion going into basketball. And Mike won our slam dunk competition. We used to have a slam dunk competition, which we can't get the Warriors to sign off on here at PennLive, but it would be awesome for Pennsylvania if we could get one. But he jumped over, and I could find the video. I still floating around out there. 4 of his Lake Marion Gator teammates. 4. He had them stacked up, jumped over him, and dunked, and he won the dunk contest.
Wow.
So I've known Mike for a while. It's probably the first person to ever write about Mike. Either me or a guy, a good friend of mine named Emery Glover, but at least one of the first. And like him. Always been a really good guy. kind of, he was a freak athlete in high school and kind of developed into this, and been fun to see him come back with the Steelers after having an injury last year.
Yeah.
Mike Williams story, freak. I got guys, man. Evan, you'd be stunned. I've sat on couches for NFL. Mike Gillislee, remember Mike Gillislee to play for your Pats?
Yeah.
I sat on a couch with him and 3 of his friends for 2 days, waiting on him to get drafted.
You had mentioned now you got me thinking that Packers loss with Rodgers to Jimmy G, the Niners, a couple of years ago at Lambeau in the snow. The one where Robbie Gould kicked the game-winning field goal. Just kind of peeling back the curtain. I'm not sure if I had mentioned this before on the pod. Maybe I have. I probably have. But Robbie Gould, PA guy, he played high school football at Central Mountain.
Yeah.
And, when I was working at the Williamsport Sun-Gazette, Central Mountain, obviously, is in the coverage area. And so I ended up speaking with Robbie Gould's brother and father, doing a story on him because the 49ers had obviously advanced to the Super Bowl to play the Chiefs. So, that was a fun little stretch of time for sure a few years ago.
He's retired now, so we'll get him on the podcast. Come on, Robbie.
Call it about Robbie.
Come on, Robbie.
Hey guys, the ESPN Junior 300 rankings, updated rankings dropped today. Now
I want to give you a pat on the back for getting high school football because I never would have done it here today. I have no notes in front of me.
Well, hey,
Who we got?
we were talking some high school football just now.
Pennsylvania. Who's for Pennsylvania on this list? Let's go.
Yeah, we got 9 guys. We got Tyler Merrill from Cumberland Valley, offensive tackle. He's now ranked number 57 overall in the country, which is actually down 4 spots from previous rankings. Kevin Brown, offensive tackle from Harrisburg. He's number 67 overall in the country, down 1 spot from the previous rankings. Isaiah Mickens, Harrisburg running back. He plays linebacker, but he's listed as a running back as well. Plays both positions 2 ways, but he is a 4-star Penn State recruit, ranked number 117 overall in the country, also down 1 spot. Got Elias Koch, Harrisburg wide receiver. A lot of mid-Penn guys. 4-star recruit, 25 Division I offers, ranked number 150 overall, down 6 spots. Joey O'Brien, LaSalle College, athlete, 4-star recruit, 16 D1 offers, up 31 spots. He's number 142 overall. Matt Sig, who just recently committed to Penn State, listed as an athlete at a Fort Cherry, ranked number 155 overall. He's skyrocketed 47 spots. We were talking about Matt Sig last week on the pod, but I mean, just to take a pause on these rankings here. I mean, Matt Sig, I think he's pretty close to making some Whippeal history out there for Fort Cherry. What have you kind of seen from him this season, Brian?
I haven't watched a ton of his film. I know he got hurt early on. So we know Fort Terry does a lot of snapping it to him and letting him run left and right with it. And he can throw it a little bit too. His next level position, as we talked about, is safety. We think. He's got a lot of good speed and stuff. I like him a lot. We had him on the podcast, you guys know, and he's right before the season started, great kid, got a great head on his shoulders, good athlete. He's all around type guy.
I'm going to give you 3 newcomers. New to the list is Reston Lemon, outside linebacker for Peters Township. Comes in at number 168 overall. He holds offers from Boston College, Maryland, Minnesota, Penn State, Pitt, Virginia Tech, and West Virginia. We have Peyton Falzone, Nazareth, listed as QB DT, the 4-star Virginia Tech commit. He's 201 overall. And then we have Jackson Samuels Ford, Malvern Prep, defensive end, 4-star recruit. He's also a new entrant at number 282 overall in the country. Holds offers from Boston College, Colorado State, Maryland, Michigan, Michigan State, Minnesota, Penn State, Pitt, Rutgers, Virginia Tech, West Virginia, and Wisconsin. Are you familiar with? Are either of you guys familiar with any of these newcomers?
Well,
Reston Layman.
Falzoni is Peyton Falzoni from Nazareth. He's a Virginia Tech committed quarterback. He's 6'5", 200. So I think
Yeah,
I don't think he's going to play there. Who I will say this: Joey O'Brien, I think, is probably criminally underrated. 6'4", 185 from LaSalle College. I think he's a top 50 player in the nation, maybe better than that. I would put him up there along with Kevin Brown. I think 247 actually might have him ranked as the number one player in the state for this classification. And so, I mean, I think that's a low number for him. And if you go watch his film, check it out. Watch his huddle film. I encourage everybody to go watch his huddle film.
been a crazy football scene in Philly, Rymir's neck of the woods, with St. Joe's Prep getting its revenge on LaSalle, and obviously seeing their tremendous, previously unbeaten season coming to an end.
Yeah, we had Gavin Sidwell on Penn Zone 2 weeks ago or so, and he was talking about how Joey O'Brien was the best player in their team, and that guy's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Joey O'Brien's a really good player. So,
Um,
who were other newcomers outside of the? I don't know the linebacker Peters Township.
It was Reston Layman, linebacker, Peters Township. There was and then Jackson Samuels Ford, Malvern Prep defensive end, 6'5", 230-pound.
I've seen that name popping up a good bit here lately. I haven't watched his film yet either. But 6'5", 230 is kind of like checks the boxes, right? So,
Yeah. One thing that really, really stands out to me is that you have 9 guys from Pennsylvania on the ESPN Junior 300. 4 of them are from the Mid-Penn. 3 of them are from Harrisburg alone. Now, I'm not a math major, so if my math isn't mathing, I don't know. But 3 of 9, that's what, 33% of these rankings are from Harrisburg, man. There was so much hype coming into this season. And, these are just the guys in ESPN's 300. You look at other guys, too, like Deontay Sheffy, 4-star Syracuse commit. I mean, he's just one guy who comes to mind, but, that's a lot of talent on this Harrisburg roster. I know they've had their ups and downs, but obviously they've gotten that first round bye. They're coming up into Manheim Township Friday. Chance to pursue a 4th straight District 3-6A crown. I mean, what are your guys' kind of thoughts on just the talent that Harrisburg has? And I know these guys have moved down a spot or so in the rankings, but like Elias Koch, Messiah Mickens, Kevin Brown, who might be back. Dan Sostek with a story today.
Before we jump there, I want to go back to ESPN 300 a little bit. I'm looking at it. Who was our top ranked Pennsylvania guy?
Tyler Merrill.
Where did he come in at?
He is number 57 overall, which is actually down 4 spots from the previous rankings. But, I mean, 57 overall in the country.
Yeah, and they have Kevin Brown, 67. Yeah, they're pretty close. I was looking, though, at the top of the list, guys. So their number one player in the country is Chris Henry Jr., Ohio State commit. That's Chris Henry, the Bengals wide receiver's son. I don't know if you guys remember him. Obviously, he got killed tragically.
Yeah.
I understand Pac-Man Jones has raised those kids. So that's kind of a neat story there. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Pac-Man has raised those kids up. Pac-Man, for some reason, follows me on Twitter. I'm not sure why, but it happened in Florida. And another one that's interesting to me is right there at number 5, Dia Bell, the quarterback from Plantation American Heritage.
Yep.
I've covered him. He's a Texas commit. That's Rajah Bell's son. Former Sixers guard. This is. I'm just scanning the list right now. This is a neat list. Couple big offensive tackles.
Yeah.
I'm just scanning the list.
I mean,
the other names that jump out here. Yeah,
Jarrett Curtis is a top-ranked quarterback, number 4 overall in the
Jet
rankings from
Washington.
Nashville Christian.
Jet Washington. That's a good name for a football player. Jet. No, I just wanted to bring those two up. I'm scanning it real quick. I don't see anybody else standing out, but that's pretty neat that Chris Henry's son is at the top of the list, and then you have Rajah Bell's son, quarterback at 5. I know Penn State was trying to get in on him at one point, Diabell. Um, so I know.
Yeah, you got to look for those connections where you can, where you see them. You know, it's a small world, and I'm looking down. I'm looking at this list here, and looks
Reminds
like a lot of good offensive tackles among the
reminds me
top of
of
the
a
list.
couple years ago. Penn State was trying to get Belfort, which is I don't know if you guys watched the UFC, but he ended up at Virginia Tech. But he's a legendary MMA fighter, Vitor Belfort's son. Um, different sport, obviously.
Yeah, I'm looking through trying to see these Penn State commits. Obviously, we touched on Harrisburg guys and Matt Sig. Here's Troy Hun. Looks like 179 overall QB at a San Marcos, California, Mission Hills High School. He's a 4-star recruit, 6'4", 200. I'm kind of just going through the list right now. Uh, Daniel Jennings, 207 overall, outside linebacker, 4-star commit at a Princeton, senior high school at a Princeton, West Virginia. Penn State commit there. So,
You make
it's a good crowd.
you make a post out of this on the website.
I have a post up on the PA rankings. Yeah.
Okay, look at you. Look at
Oh yeah. Hey, I
hey,
was.
Rymir. How'd you let him beat you on that, man?
Well, hey, I'll vouch for Rymir here. I have some connections, and I was alerted on Tuesday that the list was coming out. Or no, I was alerted Monday, I think. I don't know. This has been a blurry week, but I was alerted well in advance and got the PA movement forwarded to me, and I was able to craft all this up and get it ready to go. So that's what we do here at Penn Live, folks. We have relationships and connections in high places, and we do all the work behind the scenes to get it ready as it happens.
Bone, joint, and muscle injuries, they can happen without warning. That's why UPMC Orthopedic Care provides convenient walk-in access at our injury clinics throughout the region. No appointments are needed, just walk in for expert evaluation and exceptional care by our team of orthopedic specialists. Clinics are located in Carlisle, Lidditz, Harrisburg, and Enola. For directions and hours or to learn more, visit upmc.com/injuryclinic.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah. Well, I'm so nice of you to take a break from trying to screw me over in the football pick'em to get that done. But
I'm
anyway,
one ahead of you, brother.
look, fast forward back to wherever you were at
Yeah.
uh, with what you were leading us to next there.
Where was that?
Harrisburg.
I don't know.
Oh, Harrisburg? Oh, yeah.
I don't have your
Harrisburg.
brain in my head. Look,
Har-
Ramir's just sitting there like, come on, Evan.
Oh, well, we were talking about Harrisburg and how they have 33% of these top PA prospects on roster. Elias Koch, Kevin Brown. Again, Kevin Brown might be coming back this Friday. Check out Dan Sostek's story on Penn Live.
Yeah.
And then, Messiah Mickens as well. I mean, those three guys alone. You have Tyler Merrill, also a mid-Penn guy at Cumberland Valley, but those three guys alone from Harrisburg make up 33% of the PA rankings in the ESPN Junior 300. I mean, I think that's pretty crazy.
But they should win state now.
Well, hey, we'll see. It's a total team effort. You got some hammers over in Philly area, and before you can even think of that, you got to get through districts. And hey, man, Manheim Township's a tough team.
I think Harrisburg's going to state championship. How about that? Boom, boom.
Hey, you guys heard it here first.
And I like Marquette.
State
Good.
College. I think they're a heavy favorite over Williamsport, and they'll see how they do with whatever team comes out there from Pittsburgh,
The Williamsport Millionaires,
yeah, my old stomping grounds when I moved to
where
Pennsylvania.
For the name.
former Minnesota and Penn State running back Trey Potts played. I used to have it's been a minute since I talked about Trey Potts. But anyway,
Yep.
Harrisburg's going to go to state, I think. I think they'll beat Manheim.
Yeah.
They usually get rolling pretty good here in the playoffs. Kevin Brown, Dan Sostek got that. It looks like Kevin Brown's going to try to give it a go this week for the first time, like week 1.
Yeah, that's nice for Kevin Brown. It's hard to when you have so much hype and anticipation for a team. Like it's never a good time to get injured, but with how much excitement there's been with Harrisburg, and he's had to kind of be a leader on the sidelines for them, and you know, just from what Harrisburg games I've been able to cover this season, seeing how he galvanizes that group on the sidelines, really he's still very much part of this team, and to have him back in action potentially, that would be huge for the Cougars.
Galvanize.
Mm-hmm. It's a nice word, isn't it?
That's your nickname from now. Big words. Evan, Big Words Wheaton.
Evan Big Words Wheaton. Well,
Galvanize. Sophisticated. I'm from South Carolina. We usually don't say words like galvanize.
Hey man, I grew up right around like the Yale parts, so
I tried to teach myself some of them there fancy words.
well, I already told you I can't do math, so I got to have some fancy words in my vocabulary arsenal.
What else we got going on?
Just bracing ourselves for the finish here in non-football fall sports.
We had some legendary programs get the absolute break speed off of them last week.
Yeah, Aliquippa lost, Southern Columbia lost.
Aliquippa put up a fight, I think, but they're out.
Yeah.
You usually get Aliquippa out. Southern Columbia got just demolished. I mean,
yeah.
What was that final like? 60-something to 20?
Something like that. And
great state championships they won.
I was wondering, like, and obviously St. Joe's Prep is still alive, but like you look at Aliquippa going down this early and Southern Columbia's streak coming to an end going down this early. I wonder if, my natural thought is you have these like traditional state superpowers get out early. You wonder if it draws more interest for those classifications when the state finals come to town at Chapman Field,
Well,
you never know.
Yeah, I mean,
in terms of like people,
Southern Columbia.
Yeah, in terms of filling the stands and seeing like a new winner in those classifications, I wonder if it'll kind of generate some more natural fan interest.
You would hope so.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't mind seeing Southern Columbia out of there. Obviously, they've had a great run and all. They've had their share of controversy through it too, with the whole racism thing a couple years ago, which was not pretty.
Mm.
So,
and then
that was and I was getting emails from someone who claimed to be a booster for the program, and if that person was a booster for the program, yikes, got some problems. Got some problems out in Southern Columbia area.
Another just sticking on the beat of like on top of District 4.
Don't want to go down that rabbit hole?
We can go down that rabbit hole.
We probably shouldn't. I'll get more.
You'll get canceled.
I'll get threatened. It's not getting canceled. It's
threatened.
The opposite
whatever.
of it.
But going off of just like Southern Columbia, District 4 in general, and hey, controversy, right? Jersey Shore, maybe not as much of a state superpower, but obviously a major heavy hitter. They were in the state final a few years ago, and they've been close to getting back there. They run that no huddle offense. Elijah Jordan has been just a stellar QB for that group, and they just run all over you. And they're out. lost, I believe, in overtime to Shamokin on looked like a field goal attempt that was just or a PAT. It might have been that it looked like that was an offside. It wasn't called offsides, and they kind of let it go and this and that, and um, so it was kind of a wonky finish. Shamokin got the win.
Hey,
You know,
hey,
That's playoff football for you,
it's
though.
playoff football. You know,
break
Shamokin's
out the
in.
old Eddie Guerrero shirt, cheat to win, right? Look, what is it? What does it matter? When's a foul a foul?
When they call it.
When the referee calls it.
It's like the saying, right? That there's holding on every play, and it's kind of up to discretion.
Game on the line, they gotta make a short kick. Why not jump off sides and block it? Or
Yeah, hey, why not, right?
Right?
True. Hey,
The worst they do is call it, and they didn't. So yeah,
So-
no, I get the mentality.
So big shout out to Shamokin for working it.
Absolutely. And Mount Carmel.
They should get those undershirts made. Cheat to win.
Mount Carmel also lost. They've been a unit.
Yeah. It's
So a lot of shakeups in District 4, man. Right in our neighboring district, a lot of shakeups up there between Southern Columbia, Jersey Shore, Mount Carmel. All those guys losing this early. I didn't see that coming at all.
It's kind of like when Dan Lanning in Oregon beat Ohio State, right? When Will Howard ran and he slid, the time had run out. But remember, like he had intentionally put 12 men on the field to basically cost them the time off the clock.
Yeah.
Play before, and they actually had to change the rule. It's just smart thinking, man. I mean,
Reminds me like
kick it, you're gonna lose, so you may as well jump off sides and block that thing.
it's like Bill Belichick taking the delay of games over and over, backing up against the Jets and winning that game. That was fun.
So pro wrestling terms,
Those are better times.
So pro wrestling terms, Shamokin's now a heel, man. They went over. They went over with a little sleight of hand.
Yeah. Hey, got to be exciting right now for
Shamokin. Figure it out. Don't get mad. I'm giving you props.
Hey, by the way, Shamokin, awesome venue. You ever cover a game or go to a game at Shamokin? It's a really nice facility, and they feed media up in the press box. Super fun. I was there for Steel High versus South Williamsport in the state semifinal last year. Had a great time. Was freezing, but was well fed. It was a nice venue.
That's about the third time in the Rymir he's brought up what he gets fed at venues. Evan will Evan will rate you based off of how you fed him.
Yeah. Hey.
Hey. Press box food is
press box food is great, man. You got like Chick-fil-A at Mechanicsburg, pizza at Cumberland Valley. I take note. But
you should make a list.
I had a good time at that state semifinal. Thought I was going to die coming back because I couldn't see like a foot in front of my car going down the windy hills of Cole Township in the dead of night, thinking, "Oh my God!"
You got to put them high beams on.
I couldn't see anything. I was like, I'm gonna, there better not be any cars coming because I'm not gonna see them.
You ever think
I lived?
Pulling over instead of driving into.
There was just nowhere to pull over, brother. I was going down a winding hill in the middle of nowhere.
Is it like one of those roads where it's like too small for two cars, but it's like
it's one of those roads where like one small misstep when you already can't see like a foot in front of you, and it's game over, brother.
Pennsylvania has a lot of those bridges. I hate them.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Like those one lane bridges, Like why didn't the road is obviously on each side is obviously big enough. Why didn't you just like expand the bridge? I don't understand.
Not too many of those in Connecticut.
Yeah. But I don't even slow down. My wife starts yelling at me.
Brian doesn't even slow down. He's not soft. He's beating the soft allegations.
We get killed on one of these things because Pennsylvania is backwards. Little tiny ancient bridges. I think that's why they did it, right? They want to keep the historical bridges.
Keep the historical, authenticity.
Yeah, that's great.
And, yeah.
Smash head on into each other on this one lane bridge.
Yeah,
Thank
man. But yeah,
you.
anywho,
Get out my
smoking.
car as it's on fire and say, "Oh, this sucks, but I sure am glad this bridge, this nice historical bridge that my car is now exploding on top of, is here to look at. I'll sit and look at this pretty bridge while my car burns."
Yeah, but that was my smoking experience because they weren't quite in the coverage area at my previous haunt, but really, really nice venue. Just had to really be careful getting back. That's all.
But you know what? We're winding down in the high school football season. And you mentioned some guys there junior class, but we are a month out from signing day.
Yeah,
I know locally we got Stone Saunders, a Kentucky commit. Stone Saunders, by the way, what's the count on him now? For people to know, he broke the passing touchdown career mark for Pennsylvania to Alex Irby on earlier this year. Now he's how many yards away from the career passing yardage mark?
he's less than 700. Tell you that.
So I mean, he could potentially do it in 2 games. He's had some big games before.
I want to say he's around like ballpark, like 650 passing yards away.
He could do it in 2 games.
It's less than 700. Got
3.
Mechanicsburg coming up, and then they win there. They go to the district final. They make a run, state final, which is kind of their goal anyway.
Yeah.
It's possible.
I'm excited for this Mechanicsburg game. I think McDevitt's going to whip up on them, but it's been a good year for Mechanicsburg. I think McDevitt's by far the best team they played. So hey, we'll see. We're going to see.
Yeah, it's a shame that one of those 2-team seasons is going to be over Friday, but it's been such a great year for both crews, and obviously what Mechanicsburg's been able to do with a first-year head coach and Dave Heckard, coaching wrestling for 24 years, coming over to coach football for the first time, and still undefeated as a head coach at the time that we're recording this. Eli Ryder, Josh Smith, the defensive guys up front, Colin Stair, Willie Marshall Travis, Justin Bardo. Like, this team's been awesome all year, so we'll see how it goes.
You're covering that game?
I'm actually going to be going to Harrisburg, Manheim Township now, switching with Dan Sostic because he's going to be covering Lower Dauphin girls soccer in the state final right down the street just beforehand.
Okay. All right. I mean, where are you going Friday?
That same game. Bishop.
Double duty, baby.
All right. Well, it's playoff season, and we're kind of in the mode of watching that. We're going to be in signing day season soon, like we said, and we kind of talked about some of the top guys in PA there before, and we'll run down that list again. We'll have a big signing day show soon enough, folks. Anything else for this week? Anything else we need to throw out there before we go?
Yeah. Hey, we only have a handful of mid-pen teams left, man. Mechanicsburg, Bishop McDevitt, Harrisburg, Trinity, Steel High, State College, Juniata. This is it. That list will shrink when we move on over. So
You need privacy, or
Tom D. Martini just walked in.
you need privacy? Oh,
Yeah, 1 sec, Tom.
yeah.
Let's wrap this thing up.
Yeah, let's wrap this thing up.
Let's wrap it up. What you think, Rymir?
I can't wait to watch Josh Smith. I've heard all about his legend, and I'm very excited to see it in person.
He's pretty good.
Back-to-back 1,000-yard receiving seasons. Josh Smith, whether it's football or the basketball court, he's pretty good at what he does.
Rymir, you and I got to touch base with Austin, get going on some other stuff too.
Yeah.
I got to get on the sticks.
Now, Rymir, look, why did you even do that? See, I've been trying to let that go because I've been talking about it for 10 years.
Me.
So I've been trying to let it slide, but
Drama keeps it spicy, man.
It's going to happen at some point. It's just not going to happen anytime soon.
Rymir, yeah, you a dork for that, okay?
He called you a dork.
You're a dork for that.
Oh,
I'm one of those. So,
Yeah. Yeah, got me when I was injured. I wasn't 100%, and you know that's just
It's all right. It's
uh,
okay. It's okay, Brian. It's okay.
Man, Brian gets called soft.
it's
Rymir gets called a dork. I am afraid of what's coming my way now.
speaks to character.
It's fine, brother. We gonna get on, and you can
Speaks to character.
invoke your rematch clause, and after that, when I'm 2-0,
Dan won't play me.
finally stop talking about it.
Dan won't play me anymore. He's talking about he's playing MLB The Show now.
Okay.
I don't really play baseball games. I used to like baseball games.
Gotta have some variety.
I feel like they made baseball games too difficult. I don't know. Like
A hard sport, man.
I don't know. Maybe I just suck. I don't know.
Only one way to get better.
All right, look. Go to PennLive.com. I promise you, look, this has been a podcast where we talked about a little bit of football and a whole lot of nothing probably, but whatever. Go to PennLive, go to PennLive.com. Check out what we got there. We got a bunch of stuff there. And make sure you check out Evan on social media. Evan, what's your handle on Twitter?
At Evan Wheaton.
Rymir, what's your handle on Twitter?
At Rymir Vaughn.
And I'm at Sports by B Linder on Twitter. For as long as I'm there, Don Lemon today left Twitter. Claims
Oh,
they're going to have new terms of service out that's going to direct you to some judge in Texas if you want to sue them. Of course, the whole country's. Anyway,
Elon, baby.
check out PennLive.com. You know, for as long as
As long as we're there, we're there.
Yeah.
as long as we exist. Till next week, bye.
Bone, joint, and muscle injuries, they can happen without warning. That's why UPMC Orthopedic Care provides convenient walk-in access at our injury clinics throughout the region. No appointments are needed, just walk in for expert evaluation and exceptional care by our team of orthopedic specialists. Clinics are located in Carlisle, Lidditz, Harrisburg, and Enola. For directions and hours or to learn more, visit upmc.com/injuryclinic.